Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. Today is November 3rd, 2023. It's the end of another week of news that it just keeps coming in land of crypto. Anyway, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world. I'm so glad to be hosting DYOR Live again here on the DYOR Media Network. Got a lot of good things to talk about today. You may have seen in my advertisement that we were going to have a guest by the name of one Anton Golub on today, but this is one of the 2 weeks a year in which the European daylight time ends and standard time starts, and the US one doesn't do it until next week. So guess what happened? I got the time all screwed up. So he's got a time conflict, and he's going to be on a podcast that's more important than my show for promoting SwissAsset DAO. So he's going to be on that, not be on our show today. But that's why you saw him in the entrance music once again, but didn't not going to be on the show. Anyway, we got other good things here. We got Pedro, and we're going to be talking about Sam, and also I'm going to drop a little alpha here that DYOR Live got a new partner agreement, a new partner for the show. Anyway, Pedro Garcia, welcome to the show. What's happening, Pedro, my man? It's I can't. His Twitch handle. We're live on Twitch, and Crypto watches us on the Twitch because apparently people follow my advice, which is if you're listening to this show on your mobile device and you need to multitask, you're watching it on YouTube. When you put it in the background, everyone knows what happens. The audio shuts off. It sucks because YouTube wants you to pay for premium. So switch over to either the LinkedIn app or the Twitch app, and you can multitask on your phone. Check your email, surf your adult websites and OnlyFans accounts, yet still hear us in the background. Thought I'd get that out. But what Pedro said, welcome everybody. Please comment. Share, like, follow, ring that bell, whatever. Ring that bell. Just do it. Also, for those of you watching on LinkedIn, the comment thing in my great comment machine doesn't always work so well. Every day it's different because LinkedIn is tweaking their stuff. So if you make a comment and I don't put it on the screen or address it, I get my attention somehow. Also, we're live streaming this into the Space Lounge Telegram group today, and I do that periodically in order to take calls. So if someone wants to talk to us on voice, actually head over to the Space Lounge Telegram. If you can't find that, then you're not someone that should find it. just go search if you're not already in it. Go search Telegram for the Space Lounge Telegram room. Join it, and the VC's on, and you can I'll bring you on in voice chat to talk questions and talk smack with Pedro and I on this Friday. Smack talk, right? Yeah. Well, my Telegram room is called the Striking's Crypto Smackdown. I don't know. There's nothing ever going on in there. It was an old project's Telegram room that I just took over. The guy rug pulled and stole the LP and left, which I might add is the topic that we're going to talk about Sam and even again SafeMoon today. So anyway, let me get back to that room here just to make sure I'm watching it. Oh, it's the computer. I'm surprised the computer's even running at all today. Surprise, it's even running at all. Anyway, let's get to the markets here. The beautiful thing is going up right now saying this is not financial advice. That's true. Shib, 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 shib. Shibarium, shib, 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 shib. Just dab it in. Can't resist. Hold on. I think I just accidentally turned your sound off. I was wrong button here. Hold on. Hold on. I was trying to set up the Telegram sound, and I think I turned yours off. I did. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Change media device. Oh, I hate when it resets like that. Go ahead.
All right, cool. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good now.
Good. So the market here, as you guys can see, you are showing a little bit more strength per se, just simply because Ethereum is definitely correlated to Bitcoin versus one way or the other. I once thought that we would probably see a transition from strength from Ethereum or from Bitcoin to Ethereum, because just the more utility that Ethereum has, but it isn't fully decentralized, right? You do have a primary person who sits there and controls the joystick of which way it may or might not go. So whereas Bitcoin is how do I want to say it? They are it's truly decentralized, right? Like it's a group of people who do kind of govern it, but it's more the consensus that governs it versus the actual system. The reason why I say that is Ethereum, though, is showing some strength here, and we're seeing this thing move up, and I think we could see it tap this level here again, and then seeing a sell-off. But Ethereum at these levels have been pretty decent. I mean, I have to admit, we came down to that 1,000. I thought we were coming down to the 500 mark. 500
for the viewers. What's that red line? The first red line price.
This is 2,000.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is 2031 to 1941. I have another higher level here at that 2900, 3000 area to the 2700. And then obviously you can see where the other stuff is at. But these levels here, I'm looking at primarily as ways for us to see which way the market wants to move. I am impressed that we are seeing so much good strength coming in from Ethereum. And so I I'm really bullish on Ethereum. Not because of just because it's I feel like it's showing more strength. It's definitely I feel like it's stronger in what it's doing as a utility standpoint. I just think
Well,
they
I
offer
got
so
to tell
much.
you, there's more and more level 2 chains
Yes.
cinching themselves up to Ethereum. And the more that happens, the more volume comes through, the more people can take advantage of low gas fees. On the level 2 chain instead of the
The main chain.
main chain, and that's all good. It's all good for them. All right, I just got a message from Anton. Nope. It's my Swiss German voice. Nope.
No. Yeah, it's really interesting to see what's going on. So I just think from like you said, they're just from a fundamental style, from a fundamental view, it is a beast. And I'm sitting there watching it and seeing the volume step in and just kind of impressed with what's actually going on with it as well. So I think I've been really trying to see where I want to get in small level, just simply because if this does not sell off, these are still great prices for Ethereum, right?
Right.
It sounds weird. You're like, dude, it's almost $2,000. Yes, obviously, I'm not gonna put $2,000 in to get a full ETH, but if this thing rockets, let's say $50,000,
What's the
I
ETH
still
market cap? What's the?
uh,
Got that handy?
yeah, right here, market cap, dominance, ETH. No, not dominance. Excuse me, market cap. Open
What does
interest.
ETH need? I ask because I like to think of the total amount of money that needs to come in order for it to double or triple or 10x or 1000x or whatever hopium we've got there.
Used to have it. ETH market cap. ETH.
Hmm.
They used to have it. Dominance market cap ETH dominance. There you go. It's now the one where we had the dominant.
Let's see. Ethereum is 217 billion, according to
Hey,
CoinMarketCap. But Bitcoin's up to 677 billion now. I got to tell you, that's a big increase. Just a little while ago, we were talking, it was at 350 billion. So in other words, what I'm getting at is that Ethereum to 2x or to double its price, it only needs about $200 billion. And that every $1 billion coming into it is going to raise the price about $500. So that's pretty easily done for Ethereum. And Pedro, before we get into a couple other things, I wanted to revisit the pump in Solana and Cardano again. I do want to mention that the great DYOR Live here has a new partnership that I'll have more information about next week, but I wanted to announce it now. We've partnered with Camuso CPA, a gentleman by the name of Patrick Camuso, who I've had on the show before, is a CPA here in the United States. And when they say, this is not financial advice and this is not tax advice, he's one of those guys that can say this is financial advice and this is tax advice. And what he does is his firm specializes in helping people and companies with crypto exposure do their taxes correctly. And including if you've screwed it up for the past couple of years and need to get yourself right, Patrick's company does that. They take the shoebox full of receipts and or the dust in your wallet and figure out, going all the way back to the start, what your tax position should be, and will help you file and get corrected. And we have URL'd in the bottom of that wherever you're watching this, there'll be a URL to Patrick's website about it. But I partnered with him because I've had him on the show, and he's a good, honest guy. You know, I don't like to take partnerships lightly here because on our low volume show, they don't really pay anything, and I don't feel like doing the NordVPN stuff and all that kind of crap. And while Auditchain is, as I say, the presenting sponsor for our channel and our show, Patrick's company is a great referral for those of you that need tax work on your CPA, or a CPA to do your tax work in the U.S. And like I say, who do we work with? Works with cryptocurrency, DeFi, NFT investors, high net worth individuals, corporations with crypto holdings, crypto mining operations, NFT artists and dealers. You got to remember, when you're an NFT, when you sell NFTs as a business, you need to be paying sales tax in your local jurisdiction, and almost nobody's doing that. And you can bet your state, once they find out who you are and where you are, because remember the blockchain forever. Once they figure it out, they're going to be coming for their sales tax plus penalties. And of course, e-commerce, consultants, advisors, compensated in crypto, yada, yada, yada. Web3 businesses, all this type of stuff. We'll have Patrick on next week to talk briefly about what his firm does, and talk about the end of the year coming up and how to get ready for the end of the year and make sure your tax thing is right. But ladies and gentlemen, so we have a new partnership with Camuso CPA, and I'm going to. I've got too many windows open once again. Talk about that. Posted right here. New partnership. Camuso. Spell that wrong. CamusoCPA.com. Check it out. There, now I can put it up. Voila! New partnership announcement with Camuso CPA. Check it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is we'll get to Patrick next week about that. But Pedro, in the meantime, let's get back
to Solana.
Back to the good stuff.
Let's get to Alpha here. So, long story, like I said, we hit an area of supply here. We're seeing it come back down to Solana. The biggest key I'm looking for is to come back down to the $21 mark. I know that's cutting 50% of its value here, but we really haven't had any defense against this area here. So I do see us at least coming down to a $30 mark, and then potentially coming down to that $21 mark, and then seeing it rally back up and bypassing the previous highs. But never buy in at the top here. Always
just providing someone else's exit liquidity.
That's all you're doing. Like, and you can see here the majority of the people is where they got in. Everybody's look at the volume between like here where you have like smart money coming in, right?
Yep.
And then smart money kind of exiting their first position right here, right? And then here's the last little bit of smart money basically getting out with the FOMO of everybody who's finally catching on. It's sad, man, because it breaks my heart, to tell you the truth. All those people are like, oh, we're going to be billionaires. And it's like, wah, wah, wah.
You know what's funny is the other day, 2 nights ago, I went to an event with here in Chicago, a Chicago crypto networking event. And it was hosted by this lady named Emily Landon, who works for the cryptorecruiters.com. And the Chicago, while having a big crypto community, hasn't had a good networking event in a while. So she took it on herself to put it back together. And so at the networking event, everyone just kind of walks around and butts into people's conversations and says, "Hey, my name is Tom. My name is Frank. Whatever." And starts talking. One guy would go around, and he just interrupted another discussion I was having with another gentleman, and he says, "Hi, my name is John. I'm the guy who helped provide everyone exit liquidity at the top of the market."
Oh, that's awesome.
I know. And sure enough, you talk to him, and he's like, yeah, in November 21 is when I found out about crypto. It was booming, and so I went all in. And he said it was only about 2 weeks later that the market fell out from under him. And he said, "Oh, you got hammered, didn't you?" And he goes, "Yeah, I didn't realize that you needed to sell." And so he just opens up the conversation. I'm the guy who provided everyone's exit liquidity. I thought that was good. But that was a good event put on by Emily Landon. And her slogan is "Land on the Top," and she runs the crypto recruiters here in Chicago. Thought I'd give her a shout out for that, putting out that event.
I was gonna say, yeah, man, if she's ever in New York and wants to do something out here, man, I would love to maybe even partner with her to even just do an event where people just hang out and talk about crypto. I've been thinking about doing
she's
that.
Chicago based.
Got it. Well, that's awesome.
All right, what's happening with Cardano?
Let's look at Cardi.
I bring this up because both Solana and Cardano are having their big annual meetings this week. Solana somewhere in Europe and Cardano in Dubai. And there's been tremendous FOMO because Bitcoin's been pumping at the same time, so it helps the altcoins, and they're having their events announcing new good things, so the FOMO is strong. And the FOMO is strong in Cardano. Look at this, still going.
Yeah, it's strong, man. We came back down. We came back down into our area, found that support, man, down at that 23-cent mark area, 24-cent mark. And look, man, it's literally done nothing but up. And the nice part behind all this is, look, you're actually having demand wicks, which is good. You're seeing a sell-off, which is good institutional buying, where they're buying at low prices, and then they're pushing back. That's a good sign of it coming, finding support, boom, and pushing back up. So and you're having a lot of establishing of orders here, which is again another good sign. So I'm huge that I think Cardano looks sexy, like absolutely sexy for me. I think it could very much. We have that 400 period day moving average right in front of us. We got that yesterday. We did not go red. Yesterday after we have the 400 period moving average, and we blew right through the 200-day period moving average as well. Wow. So this is strong. Like this is as strong as bull, and like if we look at that weekly chart, man, that weekly chart's looking sexy as well, man. Look, you're having come down, boom, push back up. We have that 50 period moving average. I'd be shocked if we don't close. I mean, we went down first thing in the morning here on the daily chart. Now we're coming back up, so we're going to close above these moving averages most likely. It's a big deal. We're at Cardano Summit with our friends from. Oh, that's what's up. Shout those guys out. These guys are watching us.
This one's no, I just pulled this one up from the great internet. But they're announcing their Midnight Network, and the Midnight Network is bringing privacy. It's a protocol for Cardano that brings privacy, so easy chain analysis can't be done in order so institutions can come on board and transact on Cardano without having their competitors figure out everything they're doing.
Ooh, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts, it's awesome. An open blockchain is not something that I like. I mean, for like a Bitcoin and for certain things, blockchain is good, but I personally believe that you should be able to have all of your trading transactions and your positions in your wallet be private and not easily figured out by chain analysis. That doesn't, like I had Lisa Loud from the Secret Foundation on a while ago, and she explained that which they changed their name to the Secret Foundation, which was a bad marketing play because all Congress now thinks is, it's secret, now it's money laundering. It's not secret from the whole world, it's just secret from the blockchain. And that if a law enforcement agency wants to figure something out, they can still do it the old school way and get a subpoena and get the records of the user through a court, just like normal. You just can't hire chain analysis to go vacuum up and the NSA to vacuum up everything and figure everything out in a back room, along with your competitors figuring out and that. So I think all of bringing privacy to the blockchain is a wonderful thing. It's awesome. It's what needs to be done, and that will cause so much more institutional money to come in. Because really, do you think that we'll just say Tom's hedge fund company, my $6 billion investment firm, and I want to take a position in the Pedro coin. Do I want all my competitors knowing that that's my company doing that? Or do I want them to have to, do the work to figure it out like they normally do? So it's the right thing to do, is to have more privacy, and it's coming, and governments are going to fight it. But it's how Wall Street works. I mean, the bank, when you buy stock, it's not public to everybody, right? Nope. No, it's not. And so that's my opinion of that. Looking forward to it.
No, man, I see that. I can see that perspective. I do see that perspective. I can identify with it. I just wish I just hope that the antics that we see with institutional stuff within the traditional markets just doesn't roll over to us,
When the money gets big enough, it will. But the money's nowhere near big enough. I mean,
no.
It's not, the crypto money is so small compared to the traditional Wall Street, compared to the derivatives market, compared to everything else. It's very small right now. Anyway, Pedro, we're going to take this time to talk about our primary sponsor, Auditchain, and we will be back with you. And for you viewers, hang in there in a minute and 43. We'll be back to talk all about SAM, SafeMoon, and stealing liquidity and investors' funds. So be there.
Most of you know that crypto exchanges have taken a beating about transparency, and many groups out there are trying to solve that. But Auditchain has already done that. Auditchain's protocols and network validators can mathematically prove that a company's entire financial state, not just proof of reserve, but proof of state. Whether or not that company is providing accurate reporting and information to the respective government regulators and to the public. Seriously, you and I can check crypto companies and traditional companies' financial reports for transparency and accuracy using a logic and reasoning engine called Pedro that records output where? On the blockchain. Seriously, ladies and gentlemen, blockchain technology is now able to be used to check on traditional companies. Behind me is a list of companies that comprise the S&P 100. In essence, the largest U.S. companies by size. More than one quarter, 29 out of 100, have problems with their reports. Remember, accounting and other corporate systems are garbage in and garbage out. So if there are problems with the data out for these companies, in red here, what does that mean? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. There are problems with the data going in. And this was figured out not by accounting or auditing firms and fleets of consultants. This was compiled and reported on by Auditchain's Pedro validating nodes and took only 5 minutes. It's revolutionary and it's a disruptor technology. Auditchain.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Thank you once again to Auditchain, auditchain.finance. Head over to their website. They got lots of new stuff coming out, a new front end they're getting ready to demonstrate for their Pedro validating node system, in which you can be able to select companies' financials and run them through there and earn a bounty for doing it. Auditchain, be there. All right, we got Pedro back here. In this half of the show, we want to talk about our boy Sam, who, as they say, blew it. There's no better way to describe it than than just saying he blew it. And he had a golden opportunity. He's one of the few people that were able to set up a proper exchange in the United States. Got a United States version of his international exchange, like Binance did, fully licensed and running well, I might add. But he took some liberties with his international one, and as they say, he got hammered for that, and not hammered by a bottle of bourbon. He got hammered by the U.S. government, Department of Justice, and they convicted him of 7 counts of fraud, conspiracy, and money laundering charges. And I don't really know how they got him on money laundering. They kind of must have just lumped that into everything. It's like wire fraud now or something. But he got convicted for the similar things that we were talking about yesterday, and that's touching investors' funds when you're not supposed to. Now, let me get this straight. Yesterday, we were talking about SafeMoon, and SafeMoon basically stole the investors' the liquidity profile and in a liquidity pool, and in a token, the liquidity profile is actually the investors' funds. It's the funds when people buy, it goes into the pool, and people sell, it comes out of the pool. The more people buy, it goes up and gets larger. The more people sell, it goes down. It's not the contract's money. The contract's money or the owner's money that wrote the contract extracts money out of those transactions via tax. That's the owner's money via the marketing wallet or operations wallet. And those are things that are disclosed to investors, that every time you do a transaction, X percentage will come out. Similar when you invest in a fund with a financial planner or something like that. They say, yeah, we manage your portfolio, we take 1%. It's very, you have to sign something too, acknowledging that there's a commission and all that kind of stuff. As long as you inform people what's going on, generally everything's okay. But if you just steal it, it's not okay, is it? No. It's not okay.
Why can't I just steal it though?
And Sam, he went to eat. They put him on the stand. I guess his lawyers must have knew we're going down in flames. Might as well put him on the stand and hope that something good comes of it. Nothing good came of it. He sounded like an arrogant jerk on the stand and suddenly didn't remember anything. I can't recall that. Allison who? Oh, the girl I gave billions of dollars to and was sleeping with for a while. Yeah, I don't really remember her. But and blamed everything on his underlings and all this type of stuff, and said that he was trying to create this massive company and people just went awry and they made some mistakes, but it wasn't illegal. No, it was illegal because you took all your investors' money and you didn't tell them. People invest in your company and you say, I'm going to use your money to do this. Like when you invest in a startup, they say, I need $50,000 so I can rent a coffee shop and buy furniture and all this type of stuff. That's disclosing what you're going to do with investor money. But when you just take it and then you sponsor a $100 million stadium, you get your logo on all the baseball umpire uniforms, you send it to your company, Alameda.
The lover.
Yeah, that runs it. And then they act as a market maker to every transaction and take the other side to provide liquidity. But every transaction's a losing transaction. They literally were just throwing money away, and it was all investor money. And a lot of fake money, too, because a lot of it was their own FTT token, which they were self-promoting. Excuse me. And obviously, there's long discussions on the internet about the mechanics of how that all worked, which we're not going to get into today because that's not for this show. But what is for this show is saying, man, you can't do that. You can't do that, and you can't do that in crypto world either. In fact, I follow this one Telegram group. It's called the Round Table or something like that, and it's all people in it. They invited me in it to one day do a report on it. It's all people that got scammed by a guy named Roger that ran this thing called Prince of Memes or something like that. It was supposed to be a blockchain, in which he did start a blockchain, but all he did was keep cycling new projects through and saying this one didn't work and shut it down, move into another one. But each time, some of the LP would disappear. The LP would disappear, and they'd redo it, and the price would be a little off, but you realize $20,000 in LP would be missing. And these I'm not accusing him of anything. These people have gathered to talk about it, and it's a classic scam. in which you take investors' money. And that happened with two projects that I was in too. One was I'm not even going to say the name because then YouTube will give that more things to search for. But in which the owner, it was thankfully it was after the price went down and I sold what little I had, but a lot of people didn't. And the owner actually had to go to jail for another personal reason, not related to crypto.
Shocking.
Yeah, and we knew he was going to need legal money, and we're like, and so we locked the contract, and the liquidity was locked, but it was only in 60-day lockers, and we knew when it came to day 60, the LP was going to disappear, and it did. It disappeared, and we reported it to the police, these local police. We reported it to the FBI, and that U.S. government's site for reporting financial crime and all that, and said they took the LP, and people are like, nothing's gonna be done with it. It's kind of their money anyway. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not the contractor or the owner's money. Doesn't matter how hard they worked at it. Doesn't matter how big you built FTX. Doesn't matter anything. It's not your money. It's not your money. And he took it. So hopefully, the project I'm talking about, the FBI will come calling eventually. But that was only like $40,000 or $60,000 something. This was billions. Billions of dollars, billions. I mean, it pushes him up in the Bernie Madoff category. Which, I mean, Bernie, his Ponzi scheme was much higher than that, and not as no, I guess I was gonna say not as shocking, but it was just as shocking. But Sam here, when it started to fall apart, everyone was like, "Oh well, we can put it together." Even Binance got in on it and said, "Oh, we can rescue it," and then Binance looked at the actual numbers and just backed off it and said, "Oh, I think we're going to sell what we have," and that caused the run on it, and it went to zero. And I was watching this another Telegram group, and the guy said we should short this FTX because at the time you could short FTX on its own platform. I don't think anywhere else, and they did, and they made a killing, but could never withdraw the money because the thing collapsed before they could get their earnings. Oh, I know. And they wound up in the bankruptcy process. But anyway, when you're the theme of all this is the government is going to come calling if you're not acting above the board in crypto, and they're going to find you. They put a lot of time into this. They're going to ask all these federal crimes. They're going to ask for 110 years. But the defense is going to be like, really, you've got murderers in prison that are not there that long, And so I'm guessing Sam's going to get 10 to 15, something like that.
I hope beyond 2 years for good behavior.
Yeah, in federal prison, they really don't have that. They have you get your sentence and you got to do it. And there's a couple of mitigating things that over time you might be able to get a little time off, but it's not like here in Illinois. Here in Illinois, you get a life sentence and you're out in like 2 years. It's like you're in for life, and you're like, no, okay, I'll be there next week.
I'll be home for Christmas.
Exactly, I'll be home for Christmas. So the conversation, if anyone wants to talk about it, I saw a couple people pop into the Telegram room. If you want to come up on voice, please do. Oh, I see that you've already left, but anyway, we've got it open for those of you listening. You're a couple of you on LinkedIn. And YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Thank you very much for listening to us and watching. Please, as Pedro and I like to say, drop a comment where you're coming from, what's going on, where you are, topics you want to talk about. Okay. Crypto Mike, his comment. I'm not going to read it out here, but that's who he's talking about.
That's funny.
And
that's good.
Yes, F that guy. But also,
FX that guy.
Right. FX that guy, right. All right, let me check. I gotta check LinkedIn separately here, see what's going on over there.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see much here. So over at LinkedIn here. So I want to even throw in this aspect of, I was shocked that he actually went to jail. And the reason why is because he is part of the elite group. I mean, he's a son of the elites. He is very much, friends with the top people in the government. He's friend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
he had all the right connections.
yeah, I mean, he really did. And there's a part of me that I said this in a public forum, in Coin Launch Lounge. I said, you know what? I think we'll see CZ in prison over Sam Bankman. Sam Bankman freed himself or tried to. And I just said, there's no way they're going to arrest their own. They're not. They're not going to go after it. It's like one of those things. And I was shocked to sit there and see that not only did they arrest him, but dude, they are straight up like he's going to prison. I'm shocked.
I know. I am too.
Dude, I mean, am I wrong? I mean, is this shocking, or is this one of those things that like am I naive to the thought that they would screw over their own, even though, because I mean, look at the housing market. What's the difference between what he did and them faking the numbers with the new loans that they have going on now?
Absolutely nothing.
What's the difference?
Nothing.
I mean, right. So this is why I'm like, you're sending this guy to jail, which he should go to jail, like you said. But our own government is giving us false numbers. Am I wrong? Or, I mean, I don't know. It's like Enron on both ends. Don't do what I do, or what is it? What is that? Don't do what I do what I say.
Right. Yeah, I do what I say, don't do what I do, or something like that. Yeah, I get you. I understand what that means. Do the right thing if you're screwing things up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here's Sam going to the joint.
Look at him, man.
They're gonna like him in the joint.
Oh yeah, dude. He's sweet.
That long hair.
Sweet boy. Oh, bro. His curly.
Yeah.
Dude.
He's going to be wearing makeup pretty soon.
I think he's right. He's Jewish. Oh, dude. That's even bad for like the Muslim brothers out there. Oh, dude. Is he Jewish?
I have to imagine. Yeah, I think his dad is.
Oh,
but I think I'm guessing he'll get protective custody for a while. They won't throw him in general population. The federal prison's different. It's not like your state prisons or county prisons where they're badly run. Federal prison is
if you're going to go to prison, you want to go to federal.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they segregate the bad guys better. It's not as much of a gang problem as the state and local prisons and stuff like that.
Oh, man. I feel bad for him, though. Either way, if I were him, I would just start juicing up right now, man. Just start doing nothing but push-ups. Sam, if you ever listen to this, take a deck of cards and just start doing your push-ups. So if it falls on 7, you do 7 push-ups.
Yep.
I'm telling you, you're gonna need that. Oh, start punching walls too, bro, because you need to get them knuckles straight, man, just in case. Like if somebody puts some soap in your I don't know, in your meat, you got to go to the bathroom now. Hey, I'm telling you, you need to be able to throw a good right hook. Okay.
Yeah.
I know that sounds horrible.
What I was listening to one guy talk about that you need to get really, really fat before you go to prison. And I was thinking to myself, why would you want to do that? I was watching on one of the AMC or Discovery talking about world's worst jails. And he said, because when you get there, everyone's going to steal your food for a while. So you need some bring your own calories, and 2, you gotta fight the first couple of badasses that you run into, and so you're gonna wind up getting shanked. And if you're really fat, the shank doesn't go in far enough to really hurt you.
Bro,
I was like, how is that a life plan? I think.
Oh, dude, but by the time you get to that point where you're going to prison, like you've already done stupid decisions already. So like making life good decisions isn't your forte. So I mean, just just saying.
Right. Hey, that's a good point. If the good decisions that you make are the first ones you make are the ones when you're going to prison, then you have a problem.
Yeah. Hey, well, sucks to be you. I mean, and not even that, because I mean, here's the thing. I think he honestly thought he was doing right. I mean, when you hear him on the stand, he's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, he literally, Like
Yeah,
legitimately saying,
like he was honestly saying, like, what was I doing that was wrong?
yeah,
But the interesting thing is that you go, you can kind of believe him a little bit because, except that he went to all the good, really good schools and had a good upbringing. And he kind of knows the financial markets and things like that.
mhm,
But he also set up FTX USA, which did everything right.
yeah,
To be honest, not a lot of U.S. people got scammed out of their money because they invested in FTX US, which segregated investors' monies and did things according to the law. And the former CEO of FTX US famously said, "Hey, we were doing everything right here, and I quit because Sam was doing things really shady like, and it was going to affect us." And he said,
that saved him,
couldn't
man.
have that. Yeah, it saved him. He's like, he went right to the feds and said, "Look, here are my emails and stuff saying, hey, this isn't right. In fact, I'm going to quit here because of it." The Crypto Mike says, Sammy's going to need that soap on a rope.
Bros, learn to swing it, dude. Learn how to use a whip or no. Don't wear leather. Anyways, oh dang, I'm just shocked, bro. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I really am. Like he's going to prison. Like I really am.
Yep, he is.
Yeah. Well,
Pedro, we're coming to the end of the
about
show
that
here,
time.
the end of our
Yeah.
hour. Got things to do today.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy talking about, as you know, I enjoy talking about things that go wrong in crypto because sometimes like this, it gets funny. You're like, oh, he's going to the joint, going to need a soap on a rope. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a lesson of the day. Don't do things that will cause you to need to carry your soap on a rope. That's the way to go. That's your morality police for the day, especially in financial markets. If you say, maybe I can just take their money and do this, it's a bad plan. Bad plan. But anyway, I got work to do today, ladies and gentlemen. Pedro, I'm sure you got some things to do and make some money in the great cryptos markets. And thank you for everybody for being on DYOR Live watching. We'll try and get the word out on future Fridays or Thursdays, whatever the last show of the week is going to be, and publicize that we'll have call-ins. You know what we should do, Pedro, is we should drop the show into other people's telegrams. That's what we should do.
You know what? I do have a couple places that I could drop it. I didn't even think that you need to just start sending it to me, and I will.
No, I mean open up the VC and have my show do our show do the VC in it, and then take call-ins from that Telegram group. Maybe I'll do that. That roundtable guys talking about the scammer that they all had to deal with.
I think Crypto Mike owns his own stuff too. I mean, we could.
Crypto Mike does have his own Telegram room for hanging out. Crypto Mike's Hangout, his art room, his other stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
but one of these days, I'll talk to Brian over at Coin Market Lounge too, and have a day in which we pick to go on over there as well. But anyway,
definitely,
that's all we
in the future.
Got for you today. Pedro, what you got going on this weekend?
I'm just gonna hang out with friends and fams, and just basically, I'm really going over some algorithmic stuff and trying to figure out some stuff. It's been kicking my butt trying to understand just the IP and address of things, and so I got some stuff. I've been working on that. I've got a bunch of broken algorithms that don't make money right now. So me and my partner just trying to figure it out. So pretty much it.
Yeah, I got it being in Chicago now, over at Wrigley Field, which is just down the street here. They've converted the baseball field to a football field. And Northwestern University is going to be playing, I don't know who the other team is, but they used to be able to put a full football field in there because the Chicago Bears played at Wrigley for, I think, 60 years or something like that.
The Bears.
Yeah, and but after the Bears moved to Soldier Field and then the current owners of the Cubs renovated the field, they added some more seats. So now there's only room for one end zone.
Yeah, so are they gonna flip? Like, how are you gonna?
Yeah, they that's what they do is they just keep flipping. There's room for like two end zones, But right at the back of the one end zone, they have to put all the pads on the walls because there's literally not even an extra inch. But so they only have one set of goalposts at one end out near the bleachers in the outfield. So I'm going to go over to my sister's roof deck and we can see into the field and have a nice end of the year soiree with some friends, and then on Sunday hang out with my daughter who I haven't seen in a while.
Nice.
Maybe have a little dinner with her and Mrs. Striking, as they say here. So should be a nice, fun, family-filled weekend for me, which I haven't had in a while. And other than that, we'll be watching the craziness and preparing for next week. Next week, we should have some good guests. I think we're going to have Patrick from Camuso CPA on to talk about our partnership and just give people a few hints about getting ready for the end of the year tax season. We'll have Anton Golub talking about SwissAsset DAO and some updates about that. I believe on Thursday, once again, we'll have Colia from the Canadian Blockchain Consortium. Although I got to say they've been pretty busy, but they have an event coming up in Toronto on November 30th that they would like to publicize. So I believe Colia, get on this show and talk about it.
Miss Colia.
So we should have some good things going on next week, other than just the pure entertainment that Pedro and I provide everybody. And to everyone that watched, let's see. Hold on. Crypto Mike says my day involves more pie, not so much going on. So everyone that watched Crypto Mike, I think Space Cat tuned in, and a couple other people on LinkedIn. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy your weekend, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in the world. And we'll see you next week here on DYOR Live. So be there, right? Be there, Pedro? Come on, be there.
Be there or be square.